Can you hear me, guys? Can you hear me, guys? Okay, so let's start our lesson. We have only, how many students have now? 4 students, right? Okay, let's start. So let's start from our previous lesson. What we learned in our previous lesson, guys? Please answer to my questions. What was our last lesson and what we learned in our last lesson?
Source of finance.
Okay, source of finance, right? So how many types of types of sources we have?
2 types.
2 types, right? So can you give examples?
Internal
Okay.
and external.
Yes, internal and external. And what's the difference between internal and external source of finance?
Internal and kind of self-financing.
Mm-hmm.
And what about external? External and financing comes from outside of business. For example, investments.
Okay, investments. Okay, you're right. So let's start our new topic. Today's new topic will be about cash flows, about the meaning of cash flows, and cash forecast. So let's start. Wait. Do you have notebooks and pencils with you? Because you have to write and you have to solve some problems. Do you have notebooks with you guys? Ah, okay.
Yes, we have.
Okay, then let's start our lesson now. Can you see this screen, guys? Can you see my screen about PowerPoint presentation? Can you see?
Yes.
Okay, then let's start. Let's start from the importance of cash and cash flow forecasting. Okay, let's start from learning objectives of our class for today and for this week. Learning objectives of this lesson is to understand the importance of cash flow to business operations, to learn how a cash flow forecast is constructed and how it can be amended, to be able to overcome this cash flow problem, to learn the importance of working capital. Let's start with the definition of cash flow first. What's the meaning of cash flow? It is the sum of cash payments to a business inflows less the sum of cash payments outflows, in other words, and the worth of cash flows inflows. Cash inflows are payments in cash received by a business, such as those from customers, debtors, or from the bank, for example, receiving a loan. When we talk about cash outflows, it's the payments in cash made by a business, such as those to suppliers and workers. Here are the definitions of cash. Cash is a liquid asset, meaning that can be spent on goods and services anytime. And many businesses experience cash flow problems, meaning that they don't have enough cash to do what they want to do. And cash flow means the flow of money in and out of a business, in other words. How can cash flow into business? Or here are the 5 of the most common ways of cash inflows. First one is sale of goods for cash, payment from debtors, borrowing from a source but will inevitably lead to cash outflow in the future. Fourth one is sale of unwanted assets. Last one is investment from investors, shareholders, or owners. How can cash flow out of a business? Or here are the 5 of the most common ways. First one is purchasing goods for cash. Second one is payment of wage, salaries, and other in cash. The third one is purchasing fixed assets. Fourth one is repaying loans, and last one is repaying creditors. So we already learned about the meaning of cash flow, cash inflow, and cash outflows. So let's do some activities from our books. If you understand what's the meaning of cash flow inflow and cash outflow, well, let's do some activities, guys. It's not working. Anyway, let's start to open our book. Page number 273. We have to do this activity, okay? Can you see this activity texts? Can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
the question is here, cash inflows or outflows? Copy the table below. For each of the following transactions, tick the correct column to indicate whether it represents a cash inflow or a cash outflow for Good Hope Enterprises Ltd. I can't see. Okay, but I already opened electronic version of our book, so you can see now, right?
Yeah, we can see the book too.
You can't see the book? Okay, I will demonstrate the screen. No, what about now? Is it okay? Can you see now?
Yes.
Okay, then
Yes,
here. Okay, then here I will read the task, and we will solve this problem. Okay, so the task is here, written below. For each of the following transactions, tick the correct column to indicate whether it represents a cash inflow or a cash outflow for Good Hope Enterprises Ltd. Okay, here are the transactions given below. So we have to tick, is it cash flow, inflow, or cash outflow? Okay, Dastan, please. Can you read first one?
Purchase of new computer for cash. It's cash outflow.
Why you think it's cash outflow?
Because you are purchasing a computer and money is getting from you from business, and it's cash outflow.
Yes, you're right. So you are spending your cash, right? Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
You're right. Next, who will read second one? Who will answer to second one? Okay, again, Dastan, what about other students? What about other students? Okay, someone is chatting here. Okay. Okay, Atay, what do you think? Second one is? Sale of goods to customers, no credit given. It is inflow. Yes, you're right. It is inflow. Why you think it's inflow?
Who is drawing?
I don't know. Someone is drawing. It's not a good attitude, actually. It's inflow, right? Because what? Sale of goods to customers, no credit given, and you are getting money from your customers. So
Yes.
it's called as a, you're getting money, you're receiving money, so it's called cash inflow. What about next one? Who will answer to next question? Yes, without any credit. Who will answer to next question? Who can answer to next question about interest paid on bank loan? Okay, that's the please.
Cash outflow.
Why you saying cash outflow, Mohammed?
Because you're paying. That's why.
You're paying. Yes. So you're you are paying your cash to bank, right, for your loan.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Then next one is a wage paid to employees. Who will answer to this one? Is it cash inflow or cash outflow?
It's cash outflow.
Why you saying cash outflow?
Because you have to pay for the for the employees.
Yes.
And it's going. The money is like.
So money is
going.
Okay, so you're spending your money. You're spending your business money, right? So it's, yes, you're right.
Yes.
Next one is debtors pay their bills. Is it cash inflow or cash outflow?
Cash
Debtors.
inflow.
Yes, you're right, because you're receiving money, right? Next one is additional shares are sold to shareholders.
Inflow, same.
Okay, inflow, because what your additional
Getting
shares are
money
sold.
for
Yes,
selling shares.
yes, you're getting money from the new shareholders, right? Next one is creditors or suppliers are paid.
Outflow.
Yes, it's outflow because you're paying money to creditors or to suppliers, maybe in order to purchase some product or maybe in order to pay for your credit loan. Next one is bank overdraft is paid off.
Cash outflow, miss.
Okay, it's outflow because also you are spending your money. So you're also, okay, Atais and Omad and Tastan's answers are correct. Now let's explain. Now I will explain another topic. Cash flow cycle is shown here. So it shows us what's the meaning of cash flow cycle. It shows the stage between paying out cash for labor, raw materials, wages, or etc., and receiving cash from the sale of goods. Here are the diagram. This diagram shows how cash is needed to pay for essential materials and other costs required to produce the goods, right? And time is needed to produce the products before they can be sold to customers. And then if these customers receive credit, they will not have to pay straight away. When they do pay for the goods in cash, this money will be needed to pay for buying. This money will be needed to pay again for further materials like wages, renting, or etc. And so the cycle continues. So this cycle continues, and this is called cash flow cycle. Okay, most of the people usually confused when we talk about cash flow and profit. So here are the difference between cash flow and profit. In order to calculate cash flow, we have to minus cash inflow minus cash outflow. But in order to calculate profit, we have to minus from sales to customers to cost of goods sold. How is it possible that profitable business may run out of cash? Allowing customers too long to pay back, purchasing too many assets at once, producing or purchasing too much stock or inventory, in other words, when expecting too quickly. Now I will show one example. I will show one case study here. First, I will explain this case study and we will do again one activity. Here is a case study. Is it profit or cash flow? Good Hope Enterprises Ltd records the following transactions over the month of June. Here is a table shown below, and the question is, what was the gross profit in June for this enterprise Ltd? So sales revenue minus cost of goods sold, it's equal to $25,000, right? Sales revenue is equal to $40,000, and cost of goods sold are equal to $15,000. So the answer is $25,000. Now, assuming the business started the month with no cash, how much cash did it have at the end of June? Ignore any other transactions. And here what? Net cash flow formula. In order to calculate net cash flow formula, cash inflow is, we have to minus cash inflow, we have to minus cash outflow from cash inflow. So the results here. We are what first? Writing at $20,000 and minus $15,000, and it's equal to $5,000. Did you understand why we put only this money? Why we didn't put $40,000? We put only half of them. Did you get it?
No.
You didn't get it, right? So when we talk about, someone is waiting. Yes, in a question we don't have $20,000. Yes, but here the answer is no. I will show you. The different. Now we are showing the difference between profit and cash flow, right? So you already understand when we are calculating what profit, 25,000, right? But where I got this number, so I get it from this one. Our goods sold to customers.
I get it.
Is equal to $40,000, right? But we got only 50% of our money as a cash, but 50% of our money is on 1 month's credit. So we gave to our customers as a credit, as a loan. So they will pay back later, but not they didn't pay it now. So they didn't get it now. So what we have only 50% of cash from our from our sold goods. So 50% of $40,000 is equal to $20,000. Here already I wrote cash sales. So we have to minus it, and $15,000 are money which is what? Which is sold, costs of goods sold. So we have to minus it, and here is the answer, only $5,000. This is the difference between profit and cash flow. Do you have questions, guys? Or did you understand to this
Understand.
case study? Someone is writing? Okay, what's your writing? Our profit is, yes, our profit, not profit, our cash flow. Our net cash flow is equal to $5,000.
$5,000.
Yes, but our profit is here $25,000.
25.
Yes, we don't have to what? Think as a profit. $25,000 are as a profit and $5,000 are as a net cash flow. Now you already understood this topic, so we can do an activity now. Okay, I will show our book, online book. Can you see our book, guys? Who will read this case study example? Okay. Who will read this case study example, guys?
We cannot see.
You can see? You can see it?
Yeah, we can see.
Okay, wait. I will share one more time.
Untitled, shut up.
What about now? Can you see?
No.
Can you see
Yes,
it
we
now?
can.
Okay, then can
Yes,
you
yes.
read, please, Aydar, can you read this case study example, please?
Okay, wait.
Mhm.
I can't see. I can't see. My internet is gone now.
Okay, who can read this case study example, guys? By Dolat, maybe you? You were late, by Dolat. Please, can you read this case study example?
Yes,
Please
of course.
wait.
We are waiting for you.
I can see, teacher.
Please wait.
It's
You
black
can't see
screen.
it?
It's black screen, yes.
Who can see
Maybe
this?
you're-
Who can see this case study example? How you
I
can
can,
see
I
it?
can, I
Can't
can.
see.
Okay,
Ama
that's
sen-
done. Please.
All on the
No,
mat.
Bol dečke.
Okay, okay,
Operate.
okay.
A business records the following transactions for 1 month.
Uh-huh.
Sales of goods.
Okay.
Sales of goods.
Uh-huh.
$45,000.
Uh-huh.
Yes, this is sales of goods. Materials purchased and used, $12,000.
Uh-huh.
Şunu ne oldu? Assume no other transactions.
Okay. So you have to answer to these questions. Please just read first, and I will give time for all of you, and you have to solve this problem. You have to answer. Okay. By the way, continue, please.
Activity 22.2.
Mm-hmm.
Calculate the gross profit made by the business in this month.
Mm-hmm.
Calculate the cash held by the business at the end of this month. Assume they had no cash at the start of the month.
Mm-hmm.
Explain why the answers to A and B are different.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So thank you, Badalat, for reading. So here you all of this what you have to calculate the gross profit and cash flow, right? And you have to look at the difference between. We have to compare the difference between cash flow and gross profit. Okay, I will give. How many minutes do you need?
Oh,
2 minutes or 3
10.
minutes?
10. تدخلين.
Okay, I will give 5 minutes, right? Actually, this one is very easy because we already solved before. So I will give 5 minutes to solve this problem, and then you can answer to these questions, and I will put marks to first 5 students. Or Dastan is ready. Okay, Dastan, you want to answer now?
Yes.
Okay, please.
So the gross profit made by business in this month is 33,000. I just отнял 45 минус 12, это получается 33.
Mm-hmm.
Запоминайте.
And the cash held by business is 10,500.
Why you think 10,500?
Niye?
Because the same, like here is 50% is given as cash and 50% is given for credit, and like just taking half of 45,000.
Okay.
It's 22,500 minus 1,200. Oh, 12,000, and the result is 10,500.
Mm-hmm. What about other students? Are you agree with Dastan or he has mistake? What do you think, guys? What about other students?
I agree.
Okay, Baydolot, you agree. Then please, Baydolot, can you answer to last question? Explain why the answers to A and B are different. Dastan already solved this problem, but why their answers are different? Baydolot, please.
Wait 1 minute.
Yes. Okay, thank you, Dastan, for your answer. And I want to listen to other students' answers.
Bir daha görmüyor da ekran.
Now, what about now? Is it okay?
Yeah, we can.
Okay.
It's
So
by
you have
that internet is because he lives in a village, Altınlek village.
Okay.
Ayıl.
Okay, Dastan got
But
5
also
for
you-
today. And what about other students? I am asking last question. You have chance for the last questions. And you can
Because,
also get marks. Mhm.
in B case, in B answer, they had no cash in start of the month. That's why.
What about first one?
They calculate whole 1 month. There is not mentioned they had or no, not had. They had no cash.
Okay, so in this situation, what? Yeah, you just have to write the difference. Oh, read my message. Oh, okay. Atay is sending some messages. Wait. Okay, Atay.
Can I explain?
Okay, by the way.
Because A1 is gross profit.
Okay.
Understand?
Mhm.
But
Ладно.
B
Mhm.
it's base money.
Cash flow.
Okay.
And
Okay.
Özürün akçası değil mi?
So here, when we look at gross profit, we are not looking at the cash amount which we have now. We are just looking at the sales of goods. So we are just looking at the sold products. But when we look at cash flow, you have to look at just money which we have now, not later, right? So this is the difference between them.
Yes, yes.
Okay, thank you. Now let's. We don't have enough time now. Okay. Now let's continue our lesson. Okay, now I will explain the definition of cash flow forecasting, and we will finish today's topic. And I prepared already multiple choice questions, so you have to answer to these questions. Okay. I will send this video later, so you can read one more time if you didn't understand to some terms. So what's the meaning of cash flow forecasting? Cash flow forecasting is
Olan avatar kası onu.
what?
Olan avatar kası karısı.
Sorry? You are talking about different thing, right? When we talk about cash flow forecasting, it's predicting the future cash inflows and outflows of a business. What's up with you? Here are the cash flow forecast table. So the existence of any business depends on its positive cash flows, and to avoid the negative cash inflow. Umut, what's happened with you? Why are you laughing?
this is
Why
not
you-
me.
Sorry?
Ulan üstüne tıkarsız.
What?
This is not me, miss.
Thomas Shelby. What?
Please speak in English.
One or what I have to look at? To understand or to one?
Ulan Bek
Ötürün etkin sağ ötürün.
Okay, anyway.
Why do not show your face?
Okay, I think you are already tired. Okay, I will continue this lesson in our next lesson. Okay. For today, it's enough. We will finish this topic and we will continue it in our next lesson.
Who got marks?
And I will put marks to all of you. Actually, I will put,
You put
to all of
marks
you. And
to everything.
you will see your marks on the page, and I already prepared multiple choice questions. So please answer to these questions on the page, and you will get extra marks also. Okay? Yes.
Жаман гличтет да сүйлөгөндөр зешке кат.
Айдылсын бетін көрсету жұмысына баттар.
Поделите вообще ключ.
Телефон китайский.
Шапкаң сетсе, шапкаң сет.
Okay, Atay's answer also correct. Yes, you're right, Atay. I will put marks on Edu page. Please check your Edu page, and also I prepared for you some multiple choice questions for 10 minutes. You have 10 minutes left, so you can answer to these questions and you can get extra marks, okay?
Okay is not problem.
Okay, see you guys. See you in our next lesson. And I have another.
Okay, see you.
Okay, I have another homework. Business plans, please. Students who didn't submit yet. I just said yes. I prepared multiple choice questions on the page, so you can answer to these questions. And I have another word. Students who didn't submit their business plans, please submit your business plans and correct your marks. Okay? You have chance.
Baku.
You have one more chance. Okay,
Yes.
guys, and
Baku.
see you in our next lesson.
Фамилияң тура жаза албайсың ба?
Okay, see you.
Okay, see you. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Torro.
Okay,
Baku,
thank you for your attention. Okay,
Thank
see
you,
you.
thank you. Baku, атыңы тура жаза албайсың ба?